Last year, Grant House passed away at the age of 25. Now Grant is living on in a very special way, thanks to his family and the Wabash Center. It's something called Grant's House, and it could change the lives of thousands of children right here in our community. Grant's mother, Tamara House, and sister Maggie J. Budrow joins us now. Thank you so much for being here this morning. So Grant is, he's a familiar face in the community. There's a lot of people that knew him just in his special light that he carried. Tell us a little bit about your son.
That's very true. Grant was born with a brain tumor and had, over the course of his life, 4 brain surgeries, but he never let that define him. It actually made him work harder to try to get to know people. And he was a very goal-driven young man. In fact, in 2015, we as a family all sit down every year and write our goals. And Grant wrote 106 goals last year in a Grant way. And he gave back to our community throughout his whole week. After he would get done working at Wabash Center every day, then he spent his evenings giving back to our church at Emmanuel United Church of Christ, to the fairgrounds with the 4-H'ers, and also to the YMCA. And his goal, he would say, his top, way up here, top goal was to have friendships. And that's who Grant was, and that's what we want to do as a family, is to keep that kind of spirit alive within our community.
And how are you guys doing that? You know, he was so special and made such a difference in so many people's lives. And so you guys are really, your mission now is to keep his spirit alive and to give back to the community that he was such a big part of. Tell us how you guys are doing that.
Well, thanks to Wabash Center, which Grant was employed at for several years, and thanks to our community and our outreaches like the Y and the 4-H Fairgrounds, and people like you and people that knew Grant, his personality, and loved him just as much as we do. We've been able to come up with a concept with Wabash Center called Grant's House. And this project will facilitate an after-school program for kids with special needs and their families. That way that when kids get out of school every single day, they can come to a place where Grant would have had an entire blast with these kids, done things like bead and do projects and get them involved in the community. And Grant's House could do that for those children. And we're hoping that with the May 6th event, the kickoff celebration for Grant's House, that we can help build a facility like this.
And that event, that kickoff event, is happening this Friday. Tell us a little bit about the event.
Well, this Friday, due to a lot of hard work, and I mean a lot of amazing people, we are going to be at the Tippecanoe County Fairgrounds at the West Pavilion from 6 o'clock until 10:30 that evening, serving a fish and chicken fry. We're going to have the live band, the Flying Toasters, and our main event will be the auction. We're going to have a live donor auction for help raising money towards building Grant's House.
And so much, you know, like you just said, going into this, and it's certainly going to be a wonderful event to keep his memory alive and to give back to our community. We're going to have all of that online at WLFI.com. Thank you so much to Tamara and Maggie for joining us today.
Thank you.